Love it,
Paul.
Paul.
We thank you very much
Yeah.
for tonight. You've been absolutely brilliant. You've given us a laugh. You've been very honest, informative, and everything. And you know, you talked about it earlier on. Can you come back before the end of the season?
Yeah, I'll come whenever you like. I've got nothing to do in the evenings.
There you go.
Well,
There you go, Cole.
there you
Come
go.
back whenever you like. There we go. So we know the gaffer's on board. We just now need the invitation to be responded to. Hopefully, Colin, tomorrow. Hopefully.
Well, you never know.
We can only but hope. Anyway,
we have an arranged phone call with the club tomorrow.
Colin has an arranged phone call. It's a nice shirt, Colin.
2 for 30 quid. Come on, get down the shop.
Exactly.
And
Liam's your man, and so is Bob. Get yourself down there for a deal and 70% off the training room.
70% off the train. 70% off
the match. Because
and
Colin, what did we say on the show? You signed it here first. Not heard it here, but you signed it here first.
We never said it. We just
Colin merely implied for the use of my hands sign language. Anyway, yes, very nice t-shirt.
And the Hawaiian line are in the shop as well.
They are, as of this morning.
As of this morning.
This afternoon.
Hawaiian shirts, Hawaiian shorts, I believe, as well.
Indeed. Indeed. Wonders will never cease to amaze. As I say, Liam and Bob have got that place stitched up. They're doing a cracking job.
They have.
I know Liam watches. We love you, Liam. We love what you're doing. And Bob, we love you for all the effort you put in on a match day and every other day with the team. So thank you.
You can't beat a bit of product placement, can you?
You can't.
You can't beat it.
You can't.
And my hat.
I'm glad you're wearing it.
Courtesy of the Irish Dons. We've never lost while I've been wearing this hat.
No, so you're going to have to wear it now until we lose. Hopefully, we go on a 48 match unbeaten run.
Can see it now. Right, I'm going to take this off because my headphones are struggling.
Outrageous.
My headphones are struggling. There we go. I can hear you better now.
You're better now. Anyway, good evening, Cole.
Good evening.
As I say, we hopefully have some good news coming your way tomorrow. Fingers crossed.
My way. Oh yeah, I see what you mean with the pre-arranged phone call.
Phone call. There we go. Right there we go. But yeah, no, fingers crossed. Hopefully, we get some good news.
Hang on a minute. I got a call from the club. Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Tomorrow afternoon then. Yeah. No problem. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.
No way. You heard it first. We are, joking aside, look, we're doing everything we can to try and get Paul back on the show. Like I said, we appreciate Ollie and everyone at the club who's trying to help us out on that way. Our frustration around last week was mainly down to the fact that we just didn't get responded to, not by Ollie, by hasten to add, but by the individuals that we've reached out to on email a few times, haven't responded. Really is poor when we're trying to do our best to make sure the club and the fans are knitted up. So we'll leave it there, but hopefully some good news tomorrow, Cole, from your good self and our friends at the club who are doing everything they can to help us with this.
Hang on a minute.
There we go.
No, don't hold your breath.
Can't hold your breath. No. Anyway.
So.
50, 60, 74. 74.
74.
You know what that means? We're 26 away from the big 100, Cole.
Don't know how we do it.
That's almost half a season.
We've got a couple of more regular shows, haven't we?
We've got a few more regular shows. We've got the build-up for tonight. We've got next week. We've got the week after. And then, if that wasn't enough for you, as the season comes, hopefully, to a close in the nicest possible way, not with anything mentioned outside of the top three. Supercomputer predicts us to remain in second, by the way, if you've seen that today. Exactly right.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
All hinges on tomorrow night for me, anyway. But all goes to plan. Season ender, season review show where we will be doing a review. We'll be doing goal of the season. We'll be talking all things next season.
Player of the season. Player of the season.
Maybe player of the season. Yeah. Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a few guests on who have been our favourite podcasters over the season to get their
review. Nice. That'd be nice. So it's the man from Salford.
Yeah, Colchester. There are many, Cole. There are many of our good friends out there.
Yeah. What about the ones that fails to show? Are they coming on again?
They're not the friends of the show, are they? Really? Let's
I
face
mean,
it.
apologise for last week. I mean, well, I don't know
Georgina did, to be fair, say that she was double booked, and it clearly went out of her head, and she did.
There was obviously something more important.
Apologise. She did apologise. So thank you, Georgina. We appreciate it.
We might have a guest from Crew tonight, might we? We don't know.
We do. But again, depending on how, I don't want to curse it, depending on how the season ends, Cole, I'm going to leave it at that phrase. We will try and get our good friends from the other 4 to come on the show and give us their analysis.
Yeah, be nice.
There we go. And maybe. Don't hold your breath.
No, don't hold your breath.
I can't. Never mind. There we go. But yeah, show 74. It's going to be a good one tonight. We've got a lot. We've got the Luke Payne, aka Chris Kamara of the Don's Unplugged world.
Hey, you forgot a bit. Read that bit above that bit.
I know. We're going to get to that in a minute. I always leave that to the last. That's the build-up to the last.
Okay. All right.
All right. I haven't forgotten.
I'm excited.
I know, right? Team talk with Chris, Ryan, and Callum. Another legendary piece of the show. Thank you, guys. We've got Thursday night football. We're going to be talking all things Bromley, Cambridge. What's the best outcome? We want your predictions and your thoughts as we go through the show.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at next weekend's fixtures as well. So we're looking at not just us but for Crew and Dons. We're looking at Swindon, Accrington. I think it's Oldham, Salford, and then Notts and Barnet. So quite some interesting ones there, Cole, to name but a few. And we're going to have our say on ref Will Finney. This could be a long show. And ask, what's your opinion on the referee from the game on the weekend? Bromley, we want to know, what's your opinion as well? Thugs, worthy leaders, all the things in between. Shut that one down pretty quick. And obviously, view from the other side, we have a good friend from the Railway Men podcast joining us tonight.
Probably.
As well. Probably, hopefully. Pretty sure. Sure. Well, Stephen.
Okay.
Stephen will hopefully be joining us a little later on to preview all things Crew and the build-up to the game. So we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, we saved the best till last, Cole.
Right.
The bit that you're excited about, which is many thanks to the Casbah.
Oh, here we go.
For sponsoring the show. Not only Mr. Kaz, who is critical, the lifeblood of this show. We appreciate him and everything he's doing. And he's got a few surprises to let everyone else know about towards the end of the season. Maybe Colin and I will be doing a video with Kaz, maybe at the Tranmere game to put on here.
Do you know what I've always wanted? I've always wanted a Don's burger.
Do you know what? So have I.
I don't know what it is, but I can remember. I've been in the 70s. I used to go down and watch a lot of London football. And they very often had things like I'm going to give stuff away here a bit. The Billy Bonds burger and and things like that. You know. So anyway. So yeah, never mind.
And also,
on
tonight's show, Cole, I haven't got them on, but gloves are off.
Oh,
we're not in the mood to pull any punches.
Two.
Exactly. I'll let you just explain that, Carl. Over to you before we get into our good evenings.
Well, I'm bloody seething about the weekend, but you know, I don't want to spoil it.
We'll save
it. I'm just bloody annoyed about the referee, Bromley. There we go. If you read my refs report on Facebook today,
says it all. And a good write-up as well.
Thank you very much.
But absolutely. Lots to talk about, Cole, and looking forward to it.
This is my favourite bit of the show now.
It's a roll call.
Yeah, the roll call.
It's a roll call. We need to get a drum. Maybe we'll be allowed into some
I'm going to get a register and tick people off.
Register, the old blue register with the red pen, yeah? There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, first up tonight. Who was quick on the draw tonight? It was Stephen.
Well done. Stephen. Number one tonight, Steve. Well done.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And thanks as always for joining us, Stephen. Glyn has joined us. Good evening, lads. Good evening to your good self, Glyn. Hope you're doing well as well, my friend. Thank you again, as always, for joining. Kerry Ann has joined as well. Kerry says, evening. Hope you're all well. Wave your hands. There we go. We're waving our hands, Kerry Ann. Waving hands. Thanks for joining, Kerry-Ann. We appreciate you. We have also got Matt. Matt says, good evening, chaps. How are we doing? What a win last weekend. Is that now 1 foot in League One? I am not saying anything, Matt.
We're not going to curse
I am not tempting fate. But it's a nice thought. I'll leave it there. And I hope that when we revisit this in a few weeks, you were bang on the money. I can't say any more than that. Anyway, Craig says, good evening. I don't think I've celebrated as much as I did on the final whistle Saturday. No, it was hell of a game, Craig.
It was exhausting. Did you feel exhausted?
Yeah, you went for every emotion on the roller coaster. I did.
I walked outside and I sat down on the little concrete, whatever they are, outside, and I sat there for about 5 minutes, just chilling out and just watching people go by, smiling, and it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. But we're going to talk a bit more about that in a little while.
Yeah.
Grant says, evening, Dons and Donettes.
Donettes.
Donnies and Donettes, even. There we go. Evening, Grant. As always, thank you for watching.
I raise my hat.
Take your hat off to you. Keep your hat on because Karen is
run
here.
Away,
evening.
Run
we
away.
are on our way. Hopefully, the fingers crossed. Absolutely, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
I don't think I could take much more of this. It's becoming to a point of like a thriller in a cinema. I'm losing my fingernails here. That's for sure. But thank you for joining as always. Grant says, what a match. He's got both the hats. Jamie's joined us. Jamie says, evening, Don. I must say I'm still calming down from Saturday because what a game that was. Come on, you Dons. I also got a picture with Pato because of the free Club Red upgrade, which was nice.
Excellent.
Good
nice
stuff.
One.
Good stuff. You need to make sure, send the picture in and whack it on Facebook and we'll put it on the show.
Yeah. Anybody's got any pictures they want to send us? I mean, people send pictures to Aidan all the while with his OnlyFans account. So if you wanna send us your football related photograph, send them and we'll put them on the screen. How about that?
Absolutely. There we go. Sheila has joined us as well. She said, good evening, everyone. Here on time tonight.
All the horses
are on bedtime.
Oh, we're sleepy. That was unscripted, and we both did it.
Tandem, just like that. There we go.
There we do it.
Good stuff, Cole.
Hi, Sheila. Anyway,
yeah, lovely to see you, Sheila. Anyway, well, we can't see you, but thank you for watching us. There you go. Mr. John Harris, good evening. Says, evening, guys. Special shout out to Mitch Pinnock for his wonderful assist.
Nice one, John boy.
Ah, dear.
Because
maybe he was send him a tweet. Maybe send him a tweet, John.
I mean, the irony of that, and John knows this anyway, that's why he's put that. Mitch Pinnock was top of the assist for Bromley.
He was.
And now he's assisted us as well. I mean,
well, thank you.
Nice bloke.
Yeah, that's selfless guy. Used to play for that lot down the road as well, but there we go.
Oh, God, this bloke.
Ash says, good evening, legend, and Colin. Big win at the weekend and better performance all round. Best yet, that team from southwest London are one place above the drop
and
zone.
They're playing tonight.
I'm not saying anything, but up the Exeter. Hopefully they win.
Yeah, come on, Stockport tonight.
Yeah, hammer them.
Yeah. Any updates on scores? Put them on, Ash.
Feel free to let us know. Yeah, absolutely. Russ said, evening, Dons fans. Good evening to the other half of the Fortune household. He says, I thought the ref on Saturday was excellent and Bromley played attractive football with absolutely no diving at all discussed. I think you ahead of me.
You little stirrer, Russ.
Yeah, you bounder. Yeah. Anyway, more to come on that one. Also, Aidan, did Albie get you that Guinness after the Bromley game? What I will say is that Ryan came and bought me that Guinness after the show because
Ryan was going to buy me one and I declined because I got to drive home. But basically because I said we're going to beat Bromley.
Yep,
and we did. We've been saying it for weeks.
We have. It was a good one. It was a good one. Not only that, I did see this fine fellow of a gentleman in the Red Dot bar as well. He says, "Evening, legends, one and all. I see the club have organised a fancy dress at Fleetwood, up the Hawaiian shirts. Notably, that Ollie will probably be the first person to buy it, and that's exactly how it should be. Just saying, get yourself down there tomorrow, Ollie. Better be baggy fit, Liam in the shop, not Slim Jim fit. Yeah. So look, just to give some clarity on this, so a lot of the sizing in the shop is, let's just say, not as forgiving as we would have hoped. Ollie did get the 4X in the Cagoule, which would have been fine for a small child, bless him. Unfortunately, didn't fit. So Ollie is quite upset. Ollie is quite upset, understandably. So hopefully, Liam, I know you're doing a cracking job. Hopefully, the sizing is starting to get sorted out. I know it's going to be looked at for next season, but Ollie is desperate, my friend. He is desperate to get that shirt. So if we can't find one that fits him, I suggest we get two and somehow get a seamstress.
No, I was going to say that. I was going to say that.
Bang. So don't worry, Ollie. We'll sort it out. One way or the other, you're wearing that shirt.
Anyway. Carry on.
Exactly. Enjoy. Other brands are available. Evening all. Exciting couple of weeks ahead. Come on, you Dons, from Matt. Matt, thank you for joining. And indeed, a roller coaster of emotions will entail from this weekend. That is for sure. Who knows? We could be up by Tranmere, but anything can happen, as we all know as Dons fans. So fingers crossed, my friend. Tom has joined us. Tom, evening. He says, evening all. Hope you're all okay. We are doing okay, Tom. We're doing okay after last weekend, and fingers crossed after this weekend as well. Keep the faith. Keep the faith, that's for sure. But thanks for joining. Ash says, Colin or Ollie, first for that dodgy Pete shirt. My money's on Ollie. It's a home banker. It's a home banker. Come on.
Ollie will be there. Ollie's your man.
Yeah, it's well, what can I say? What can I say? He better be, anyway.
No.
Albie, sorry, not Ash. Ash was this one. So it says, how you get your Hawaiian shirts yet, lads? Not yet, no, because it only came out today. It's only come out today. So we'll see. We'll see. Ollie is responding. He says, Colin, how much has Aidan paid you to wear the Irish hat you've got on? Suits you well. Up the Irish MK boys.
Well, one of the Irish Dons gave it me on Saturday. So
yeah, he did. Not one, but two, just in case you broke one. He's enjoying that as well.
Yeah.
New Hawaiian shirts as well, says Jamie. Absolutely. Ian's joined us. Said, evening, gents. It's squeaky one time. And only one smells straw.
You won't get the last bit.
Go on.
I can't say.
You can't say, Cole, because it's only between us.
No, I can't. I can't say. I promise you, I cannot say what that means. But there's a common phrase on block 12 at the back where we say, can anybody smell strawberries?
I know exactly where we're coming from. Said Thomas the Tank as he went through the tunnel. Indeed. Harry says...
Gets very cold at the back of block 12.
Well, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. Especially in the summertime as well. Saw a chap like Kane Wilson in my neighbourhood. Ice cream van selling cane cones yesterday, says Harry.
Do you know, somebody said to me on Saturday, Nuno Espirito Santi was at the game on Saturday.
He was. Must have been bored.
Well, West Ham played the night before, didn't they? So
I heard rumours of that.
He's obviously, he walked past the shop. I nearly fell over with shock. But I don't know whether Bromley have got any West Ham loanees or anything like that, or something of that nature, or
maybe he's just touting for the job because he knows that we're.
Or he's looking for Hogan for next season.
He can take him. I'll drive him there myself, Colin.
Or Lecco.
Well, you can take 2 for 1. Bog off, literally, both of them.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, Chris has joined us. He says, evening. Good evening to you as well, Chris. Hope you're well.
I can't talk. I'm eating.
Who would have known? Who would have known? One of Colin or Ollie or both will be in Fleetwood at kickoff in a full shirt and shorts, beach gear with flip-flops.
No, I won't.
Discuss. Albie thinks so.
No.
Ash said, see, Cambridge have got an emergency goalkeeper. Yes, they have, Ash. Which is odd. Because they have a keeper already. So I'm not too sure what's going on there, to be quite honest, Cole.
They've got an emergency loan keeper for tomorrow night.
Smacks of something, doesn't it? That's for sure. Anyway, if you've already got a fully fit squad of keepers, anyway, what do we know? Clearly. G-Van's joined us. Evening, G-Van. He says, great to see you guys on Saturday. Great to see your good self as well. And again, another great video from G-Van. Get yourself on YouTube. Make sure you have him on there, on your ads, and have a good watch. He's always got some good stuff to say. So great to see you, G-Van. And thanks for joining tonight as well.
I'm on Green Machine tonight.
I know. Naked Green Machine. Indeed.
Can't keep drinking alcohol. It's killing me.
I'm saying nothing, Cole. Anyway, Chris says the media team aren't as good as they used to be. Saying with the box office,
we couldn't possibly comment.
Terrible cold.
I get all right with the box office staff. I reckon the box office staff are good.
Exactly, they're good, but there we are. Anyway, G-Van said, "Hope you're still buzzing after." And yes, we are.
We are buzzing.
Lots to talk about tonight about it as well. But hell of a game. Nick says, "What is everyone hoping for tomorrow?" I think Bromley wins, so we can keep 3 points between us and third place.
Really?
Now this is an interesting one.
Are we going to talk about that later, or do you want to talk about it now?
No, we'll talk about it a bit later on. Absolutely, but it's a great one. Keep hold of that, Nick, because there is a divide from what I can see on social media between those who want Cambridge to win and those who want Bromley to win. Maybe Colin and I are in different camps on this, so we'll talk about it.
Well, I shall say what I hope the result is, but I shall also say who I think will prevail.
Good stuff. Hold that thought. Here we go. Jordan's joined us. Evening, lads. No Hawaiian shirts. No, unfortunately, Jordan only came out today, and Colin and I were. I was at work, and Colin was busy, so unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to get down there.
Colin ain't got a car.
Indeed. Well, he could have started walking, but he'd been knackered by the time he'd been on the show.
Colin's car is poorly.
Very poorly, and it's going to be
Chris.
costly. Evening to you, Chris, as well. Thank you for joining us. Been a while since we've seen you, but appreciate you jumping on the show, Chris, and great to see you on the weekend as well. In the Red Dot Bar. Good win at the weekend, says Glenn. 100% it was. It was one that Colin I'm pretty quietly confident about, but again, still nerve shredding, that's for sure.
What is up with
Ash says, what is the kickoff for Bromley as it did not work after 30
seconds? They do it all the while, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, I spoke to some Bromley fans before the game, and they told me it was going to happen, and bizarre.
I think one of the players, Ash, had a bet on throwing.
Yeah. I noticed they never did it after the second goal.
Funny that, wasn't it? It was funny that. Honestly, it was really weird. Anyway, Dave says, only concerned with Notts County. Just want a third. Good evening, guys. Good evening to your good self, Dave. You're well. Harry's joined us as well. He said, thought Mellis was an idiot to react, but Bromley very fortunate not to have a player sent off too. I think if we beat Crewe, we can win all three. So, yeah, there's your gauntlet thrown down. Thank you for that, Harry. Appreciate it. We'll talk about a bit more about those the running as well, but later on, that's for sure. Tom says, I'm 100% hoping for a draw tomorrow. It keeps us second. We'll still win with a shout of title. Will the gods be looking down with us at 9:30 p.m. tomorrow? Fingers crossed. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. We should be up for winning all three after Saturday, G-Van thinks. I hope so, G-Van. But again, this is Don's, this is the run-in, and I've got a feeling there's going to be a few random results.
Pressure's on everybody.
Absolutely. Dave said, it's Don's burger. Start tastier, but gets worse as you bite in.
I think that's very unfair, Mr. Bosdet.
Well, I think it's a sweet taste of promotion in there somewhere, hopefully. Ollie said, did hear that Bromley, number 5, can't spell his name, lanky ... house. WWE spotted that his great Superman punch on Sanders. He'll be at WrestleMania 42 this weekend.
Sawamney. Sawamney.
That's the one. Maybe he'll be running down that concourse with a Bromley shirt on. You never know, Ollie. You never know. Craig has said, as soon as Mellis went off, I feared the worst. Spent the second half viewing. Yeah, I kind of feel the same, Craig. I was pretty much there with you, although after a lot of profanity and the air was blue and kicking and screaming and
I think they ought to put sofas at the back of the cowshed.
They should do something, shouldn't they? That's for sure.
So we can all herd behind them.
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Albie says, weirdly, he didn't feel nervous at all. Kind of feel like I missed out. That feeling of relief is amazing, but I knew we would do it. Yeah, I'm with you on it, but the Mellis sending off did make it a little bit more nerve-wracking. That's for sure. Helen has joined us. Evening, Helen. She says, evening all. I was knackered by the end of the game. It was.
I was as well, Helen. I was. Yeah. I was emotionally exhausted, yeah.
I think we all went through the ringer, didn't we? And that's the weird thing, because we were so confident we're going to win that. But
like Albie just said, the relief of when that final whistle went.
Yeah. Still feel it now, to be quite honest, Colin. Still feel it now. Adam's joined us. Good evening, Adam. Hope you're well, and thanks for joining. He said, Colin said we don't watch, but we do. Lots of love, Adam and Margaret. There we go. Thank you, Adam. Anyway, still celebrating Mendes Lane goal after 30 seconds. There we go. Hopefully, Adam, there's another one after 30 seconds come this weekend. That would be very nice indeed. But again,
I
love to you and Margaret as well. And thank you
I apologise for saying you don't watch it, all right?
There we go. No, love to Adam and Margaret.
Where am I sending the photo to?
Send it to, well, we've actually got an email address, Cole.
Aiden at OnlyFans. No.
It is Don. You and your bloody things. Anyway, it's Don's Unplugged at yahoo.com. Here we go.
Send it there.
Send it
all
there.
One word. All one word.
All one word. Don's Unplugged at yahoo.com. When we go through one of our videos, I'll type it out in the background.
Okay, all right.
And make sure it's on here so everyone can see. Jamie says, where am I sending the photo, which we just mentioned? Sorry, it's come up twice,
Aiden,
Jamie. That's how good the message was. Anyway, Mellis showed a lot of immaturity for higher stakes games. I mean, 50 half of 1/6 dozen of the others.
I don't know. We'll talk about it in a minute
anyway. Yeah. Alan joined us. Good evening. Can't believe I had to miss the game for a family occasion. Outrageous, Alan. What was the occasion?
Appalling.
Unless it was something dreadful, I apologise. But there should be no excuse. You could have had the family occasion, hopefully, in the ground. But there we go. Hopefully, we can go up against Tranmere so we can all celebrate together 100%. And maybe the quirk could be even before kickoff, potentially.
Really?
Could be.
Oh, we'll
depends how results go. Could be.
Okay.
Anyway, Harry says, didn't realise false dons were as low in League One. No, they've had a bit of a free fall over the recent weeks, Harry. I think they've got nervous knowing that the real dons are on their way. So they probably want to get out of the way just in case they get more embarrassed next season. If they did.
No, I didn't realise they were so low.
No, they were mid-table for a while. Mid-table, but they just, if you look at their form, it's just fallen off the edge of a cliff. So I think Exeter 4 points behind. So hopefully, if they can do a bit of a result in the next few games, although their running is not the easiest, to be fair. But I wish
Ryan Glover.
Yeah, so Neil said Ryan Glover has just won Player of the Year at Barnet. He was outstanding home and away against us. Think we should sign him up when we go up the Don. It's a good shout, Neil. It's a good shout. Good player indeed. But again, there's going to be lots of twists and turns in this summer transfer window, from what we've heard, anyway. And we'll talk a bit more about that in a couple of weeks' time. Votes open for Player of the Year and Supporter of the Year, Dave says at the MKDSA, so make sure to check that out. Dave, let everyone know where they can do that. So I know it's in the emails, but if there's anywhere else they can do it, please let them know as well. We will happily share that on the screen for you as well. Glenn said, think a draw would be better against Bromley and Cambridge. Actually said the same. He said, I prefer a draw with Bromley and Cambridge as well. Breaking news from the Forgem household. He said, Live Nation, which owns Ticketmaster out of Don's box office fame, has just been found guilty of violating US anti-monopoly laws.
Oh.
There we go.
I wonder what the implications of that are going to be.
We shall see, but thank you. More to come from our...
No tickets for the Fleetwood game.
Yeah, it's free. It's free. There we go. Harry said, Notts County, very, very good or very, very bad, whereas Swindon are very, very bad. Yeah, it's a weird one, Harry. I mean, for me,
I think
County, he's frozen. He's frozen mid-flow. He's frozen mid-flow. Hopefully we'll be back in a minute. But no, Harry, I think that Notts County, personally, this season, for me anyway, at Stadium MK, have been the best team that we've played. Only on that game, obviously. I don't know about the rest of the season, but Swindon, not convinced. But I think County could be a threat in the next few games. But we shall see. Plenty of twists and turns to come. Next up, we have from Chris. He says, thanks, guys. I was chatting to Ryan in Red Dot Bar as I'm sharing my daughter's fundraiser on GoFundMe page. The little was at the game Saturday. She was, actually. And so I hope she's well. As well, Chris. And if you can share the link or at least the address, we'll whack it up on the screen for you. As I say, it's for a great cause for your daughter. Obviously, I know she's going through a lot of issues at the moment, so we wish her the best here from Don's Unplugged as well. But thank you for reminding us, Chris, and much appreciated. And as I say, send up the link and we'll be happy to share it. G-Van says, I'm actually glad Bromley scored and we won under the pressure we were under. Yeah, it was... It was an interesting one. I mean, to be fair, G-Van, their goal was a hell of a goal. It really, really was. But again, it was, I think the nerves for me particularly was when Mellish got sent off. But again, we showed some great resilience to pull through and pull out the win. Whereas maybe a few weeks ago, maybe even last season, we'd have probably capitulated on that game. So, again, shows how far we've come. That's for sure. Colin has I've
been here. I'm watching the show, and you're bloody ignoring me.
Not at all. You've just literally come up now, Cole. You've frozen, dropped off.
Okay.
So there we go. I think your internet's on the cheap. Nick says, any news Fleetwood tickets, and will they be on general sale right away? I don't know about the general sale, Nick. All I do know is that they should be on sale later this week. Is what
there's about 1,100, as far as I remember. There's about 1,100 standing in the Percy Ronson terrace. And there's about 200 seating on the left, so we could get as many as 1,300. I reckon we might get close to selling the lot.
I think we will. Especially when it comes down to the last game of the season, Cole.
Yeah.
Art says, good evening, gent. Bomber Harris is here. Good evening to yourself, Arthur, and hope you're well. And, thanks for joining as always. Love the jacket and the red dot bar on the weekend. Thought you looked very classy, my friend.
Lovely.
Chris says a little one is going to be in MK Citizen tomorrow. She is a true Dons fan now, absolutely. And like I say, I know she's going through quite a lot at the moment, Chris. So all news is good news if it gives us a spotlight. And obviously, again, she is a true Dons fan, and we generally hope all the best for her, as Collins just said. G-Van, way better to get your biggest win with 4 games to go than that. So what better way to go? I don't know. I mean, it would have been nice. I think, do you know what? Generally, G-Van, I think if we'd have kept the full squad on, I think we'd have scored a few more. I just think the Mellish thing just disrupted us a little bit and set us on the back foot, ultimately. I generally thought we could win 4-0. I'll be honest with you. If we'd had a fully fit squad on the whole way through the game, I think we'd have been fine. Unfortunately, the Mellish incident kind of dashed that. But
we could have been.
We managed it and saw it out. That's the most important thing.
We could have been great. We could have been that far in front.
I mean, again, we'll talk a bit more about it, but winning the league and being league leaders, I'm surprised at the quality that they came up against. I wasn't impressed. No. Ash says, how Kabamba didn't get sent off for his hand round Mellish's throat. Yeah, I know. And also, I'd love to understand what are the EFL doing about it on review, because surely, I know you can't appeal the cards given what the situation is, but they should be reviewing that incident, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I'd hope to see something more come out.
Retrospective action.
100%. Chris said the GoFundMe page details. Anyone wants to donate from MK Dons. Thanks for all your good work on the shows, Aidan Colin. Up the Dons. Thank you. Excuse me. Dave says MK Dons website club are collecting votes as well. So there we go. Just to make sure that you've got all of the information for player of the season and fan of the
season.
Collating. Exactly. Collating.
I like that word.
Good.
The Mendes
burger and the Sanders chicken. But I mean, again, KFC might have something to say about that, but I go with you on that. And Patties, few ideas. I like it, Craig. I think he's inventive. I think he should go and tell Kaz on.
He's getting a new truck, isn't he? He'll have a new truck.
Well, more to come on that discussion with a video at Tranmere. So we'll bring up the show. Chris says we can do better than League Two players for the summer. Yes, we can, absolutely. But at the same time, if there's good players out there, good quality, it just wholly depends on where we're at, who we're looking to sign. But Glover's a good shout. I know a lot of people have talked about that one. But again, there is lots more to come on that, and we'll talk about that in the next few coming weeks as well.
What?
Luton 0, Northampton 1. The derby of the two teams that no one gives a ... about. But thank you, Colin, for letting us know.
Northampton are in a lot of trouble.
They are financially, aren't they? With that stand and all the missing money, and obviously they've got the council money, but it looks like they can't afford to pay it back at the moment.
Can't afford to do anything.
So we're interested to see how that plays out. That's for sure.
Minute.
I'm saying nothing. John Taylor's joined us. Evening, John. Even JT said evening. Going to miss the last game of the season, so let's hope we do it before then. I think John will be done and dusted by the end of the Tranmere game.
When you say last game of the season, John, do you mean Fleetwood. The Tranmere game or the Fleetwood game?
I think he means Fleetwood, but we'll see, John. Let us know. And again, thank you, as always, for joining. There we are, Cole. That is our roll call of honour for tonight completed. I always love doing that. And again, thank you, everyone, so much for taking the time to write the comments. I don't know, we're getting there. Usually took us half an hour, so we're ploughing it down. We're ploughing it down. Anyway, before we go into our review or preview or whatever way you want to do this. Do you want to do a bit of a Payne's player review, bit of a Payne's review of the Bromley game, and then we'll talk all things Bromley?
Good idea. I like it. Roll VT.
Roll VT.
Right, we've got another game to cover, and this time it's the 2-1 win at home to Bromley. Now, previous seasons, we would have seen Dons collapse in these sort of huge games. I mean, even thinking back to the last potential promotion campaign we had under Mike Williamson, we've certainly had some collapses. I'm thinking of the Stockport game specifically, but it was nothing like that this time. We started very, very well. You could tell the team were up for it. We'd scored within a minute through Nathaniel Mendes-Lang on his first start back. And then it wasn't that long after that we scored a second through Ben Wiles. And then, I mean, he could have had another one. We had about 3 or 4 other big chances. You know, a 4 or 5 goal lead wouldn't have flattered us at half time. We were that good. Which is obviously incredibly positive. I think we needed to see that after the sort of little run we've been on where we weren't winning games. And to do it against the league leaders even better. Andy Woodman then made 4 changes for Bromley at half time. They did start to improve from that point, but I don't think they really put that much pressure on us until the red card, which is obviously just a bit of a silly situation for John Mellish. 2 yellow cards in the space of about a minute. The second one, he just needs to not get involved, needs to be a little bit wiser in those situations. I know he's trying to stick up for Sanders, but you just can't get involved when you're on a yellow. You run that risk of getting yourself sent off, and that's exactly what happened. But I will mention from that situation, I do think the ref has to do a little bit better because, you know, you're looking at someone like Omar Shawami, bit of a forearm smash into Sanders, and then Nicky Kabamba holding the throat of Mellish straight afterwards as well. So there was potentially 2 violent conduct red cards in that you just didn't see, which is a little concerning. But to be fair, aside, we rode the storm out pretty well. Obviously, they scored shortly after the red. It was a very, very good strike from the fullback, in fairness. Maybe Patterson could have stayed on his feet to try and block it a little bit better, but yeah, I just think it is one of those, unfortunately. But aside from that, we were able to hold on. McGillivray made a couple of huge saves. And I think he's finally getting the credit he deserves. He is a very good goalkeeper for this level. And I think moments like that sort of showed a mistake we made the other season where we decided to try and replace him for someone that's better with their feet, supposedly. But no, he's showing his value there and what he brings to the team. Now, obviously, that is a huge result because that brings us into a nice sort of steady position. It closes the gap on Bromley a little bit and keeps us up in second, which is obviously very nice. But it is still quite close. And there are some very big games going on over the next few days. You're looking at Bromley versus Cambridge, is one that we're not even involved in, but that's happening on Thursday. And I am going to weigh in on that a little bit because it's such an important game. I actually don't think there's a bad result for us. Obviously, it kind of depends on what our ambitions are. Obviously, if we're going for the title, it's almost better if Bromley lose. But at the same time, if Cambridge lose, then that just strengthens our cause for getting automatics and just getting over the line. So it's whichever way you look at it. And then obviously if it's a draw, then it's kind of that's your midpoint of both teams dropping points. So not necessarily a bad thing either. So I think the thing to then look at is just making sure we get our own job done against Crewe. And Crewe, I imagine, will be up for this. This is probably their last chance. If Chesterfield pick up any more points, then Crewe's season is done. Equally, if we beat Crewe, their season is done. So there's a lot on this game for them. And actually, if they can make it through this game and Chesterfield happen to lose to Fleetwood, I believe it is, then they would then play Chesterfield in the very next game. So although it's a slim chance, that there is still a chance, and we're going to have to be very professional to make sure we get this job done, get the result. Because chances are it's probably only going to take 2 wins out of the 3 to go up. But you'd rather get one of them under your belt now, rather than having to win your last 2 to potentially go up. But still, I do think we've still got to attack this game. There are some players we'll keep an eye on. 2 of them being former Dons, Emre Tezgel and Tommy O'Reilly, have both done well this season. But I'd back us to get the job done. We've just got to keep building on the momentum from this Bromley game and try and get across the line. Get on, you Dons.
As always, quality viewing from Luke. So thank you, Luke. Great review there.
Sickeningly good, I'd call it.
Absolutely. He'll be on Sky Sports at some point, no doubt. It was on his podcast yesterday as well. But yeah, no, let's say great review of the Bromley game and a great preview for Crew, which reminds me, Cole, we have our esteemed guest in the green room currently, waiting to join. So hopefully we'll bring Steve in from the Railwaymen podcast shortly to talk all things Crew, and then we'll go back in time and review Bromley after that, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get into our Crew review. Hopefully, I say Steve is spinning on the system, so I'm hoping he joins us in a minute. Steve, can you hear us at all?
It would the MK Dons without.
He's spinning, so hopefully he joins us shortly. He was there. Hopefully he'll be back soon. So anyway, proof that he was around, Cole. And we'll get him back on in a sec. We've got a few comments come through anyway, so I'll go
one
through
of these weeks. We'll do a show. We'll not have any problems.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. G-Van said for him, Craig was the player of the match on Saturday. I agree with you, G-Van, on that one. I thought he was outstanding with some of those saves as well. I think he kept us in the game. And yeah, if it wasn't for him, we certainly wouldn't be walking away with those points, particularly after the Mellish incident. But yeah, cracking point. And thank you for making it. Chris says we haven't signed any League Two players in the last 2 windows. That shows our intention. Who knows? Who knows? Mr. Warren will do what Mr. Warren does. And believe you me, there's some twists and turns to come. How long is Mellish suspended for? He was given a second yellow, so I'm hoping it's only for 1 game. But however, the second yellow for violent conduct, which is a longer ban. I believe, Matt, and don't quote me on this, I think it's 2. I think it's 2.
Isn't that the second red card he's had this season?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think it's 2. But again, Ash or someone can clarify that with us. But I believe, from what I remember reading somewhere, it was going to be 2 games. Anyway, which means probably the main will slot in for the Crew game, which will be interesting in itself. Real Madrid 1, Bayern Munich 1. If you get a chance, have a look at the Madrid goal, especially Manuel Neuer. So we'll have a look a bit later on, probably.
Thank you.
Harry says, if Northampton somehow do the impossible and win all their games and relegate Wimbledon, would that work for you?
Yeah, it would work for me.
All that works for me, Harry, is that we go up this season. I couldn't give a monkeys, to be quite honest, who we play or who's there, who's not. Although, again, with our friends down the road, I'm sure it would be delightful if things were to crumble.
If we get promoted, it will give me a bigger job doing the credits at the start of the show.
Well, exactly, right, because we're going to have to change quite a few logos.
Bloody lot, yeah.
We'll be sitting in the ops room again, Cole, looking at it, working it out.
Indeed.
Do we need Craig McGivory chant? Well, I believe there is a chant for Macca that someone has done. Kieran, I believe. Although I haven't seen it or heard it, but Jamie may have been able to correct me on. Jamie, if you do know it, feel free to type it in there and we'll whack it up. Long as there's no obscenities involved.
Yeah. And if you can sell a
looks
video...
like Steve may be back in the green room, so we'll bring it back on in a moment. Maybe we need a Big Mac for when we've got Craig. Well, yeah, to be fair, he'd probably be thrown up in goal if he's eating Big Macs, G-Man. But who knows? Who knows? Excuse me. Terrible cough at the moment. Craig says, I don't disagree with the CMAC praise, but Mendes Lang was different quality for 45 minutes. His calmness in front of goal, plus his skill on the ball, completely changed our attack. I think the thing is, Craig, and I don't disagree with you at all, that's pretty much what he's been like most of the season. And I think if it had been fit, we'd probably be miles away from the situation.
Mendes Lang, different class.
Oh, different cut. Same as Pato for me. Cut above. Cut above. But
Bromley were terrified. Bromley were terrified of them, see? Terrified.
So Colin said Northampton down tonight if they don't win, so they're down.
What a shame.
Indeed. Ash says, with Crew side, we want to see at the weekend the one that beat Oldham and Salford out. The one that beat get my teeth back in. The one that beat Oldham and Salford out. The one that started against Grimsby. The defending for the first goal was so bad.
It was awful.
It was atrocious, to be fair.
And the second goal weren't much better because the keeper came out for it and missed it.
There we go. That's the McGivery song. But the Shakira thingy-majig. That's the one, yeah.
No idea.
Thank you, Jamie, by the way, for sticking it up.
Okay.
As the Matt as well. Matt stuck it up as well. There we go. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. There you go. Read it. Remember it for the weekend because it'll be great.
I.
I'll show you after the show. I'll draw you a diagram, Cole.
Really?
Matt says, "Oh yeah, I forgot he'd been sent off before, which would do it." And Ash said, "Mellish is out for 2 games." So yeah, he's right. That's what I was thinking. As 2 yellows will be 1 game ban, and it's his second red card of the season, so he's out for 2 games.
There we go. Okay.
So there we go.
Is Stephen in the green room?
I believe. Second time lucky. Hopefully, Steve is ready to go. He's I would say drinking the lager and eating the peanuts. If only there was a green room for that to be done. But I shall bring in.
Somebody asked me where the green room was, and
there you go. It's in the ether. It's in the ether. But it's gone again.
Oh no!
So we will get him on in a second. Don't worry. We'll get him on in a second. Oh no, he's back. He's back. Full credit to Kieran for the chances, Jamie. Before we go into that, I only tweaked it slightly and spread the word. So yeah, thank you for that,
Quick,
Jamie. And by the
on
way,
before he goes.
We will do. Before I forget, is Jamie did have his picture with Pato, and he was kind enough to send it over on chat. So I haven't had time to upload it. So what I will do, Jamie, is whack it on the screen for everyone to see. There you go.
How about that? Superb.
Quality, right? Well done, Jamie. Good stuff. He's a great guy as well. He's always up for a laugh, is our Pato. Anyway, let's bring Steve in before the camera goes mad again.
Hey!
Steve, good evening.
How you doing, fellas? You all right?
Really well. Hopefully,
Fingers
it doesn't go into spin-off chaos. If it does, we'll bring you back in. So don't worry, my friend.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us
Before
tonight.
we go any further, Steve, I've got that top you're wearing.
Nice one. Last exit to nowhere, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it when I bought it. Yeah, still love it. Right, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Internet connection issues aside, all good.
Well, mate, we're not strangers to internet problems on this program.
Indeed. There have been plenty over the time we've been doing this. But that wouldn't be live podcasting, live vlogging if it wasn't, that's for sure. But look, Steve, firstly, as I say, I think all of the viewers want to know sort of from your perspective, really, before we go into sort of the build-up is kind of since the start of the season, how things have played out for Crew. Has it been good for you? Has it been bad for you? Where you expected to be? Did you expect more? Kind of what's the thought from your side from sort of the season so far, ultimately?
I think it's one of frustration and what ifs. And you can see looking at how congested the table is, and we're all reflecting on particularly some home games against teams who are in the lower reaches where we basically threw some points away. And if we hadn't have thrown those points away, we'd probably be sitting in a far prettier position. Maybe in terms of season expectations, having said all that, I predicted we'd finish 10th, and we're not a million miles away from that at the moment. But that was pre some of the players we brought in. And when we brought in the likes of Tesgel and O'Reilly, who are clearly probably too good for this division, I would say, I think the frustration is that we've had this window this season with those two in the team, and we haven't maybe taken as full advantage of it as we could, because they're certainly not going to be here next year. And I think there's a frustration that maybe if Tesgel hadn't got injured, where would we be? if Jack Lancaster, who's our player, if he'd played more than a handful of games, and he's such a creative driving force for us, where would we be? If we hadn't lost Max Sanders, who was in the form of his life, to a hamstring injury for a period of time, where would we be? I mean, if we hadn't chucked stupid points away against Newport at home and away, Bristol Rovers at home, Bristol Rovers away, leading to the 88th minute.
Yeah.
Harrogate at home, missing 2 penalties against Barnet and conspiring to lose 2-1. They're the games that, to me,
you missed 2 penalties.
We missed 2 penalties, yeah.
Who took them, by the way?
Sanders took one and March took the other.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. March was our regular taker, and he missed the first
notice
one.
Tommy O'Reilly's now taking the pens, isn't he?
He is, yeah, and he took a bloody good one at Grimsby as
well.
well.
I watched it, right in the roof. Yeah. Keeper had no chance.
Absolutely no chance. So I think we'd all look back at those games, and just the frustration. I was looking at the comments earlier on screen, and one of your people had mentioned which crew's going to turn up: the crew that beat Salford, the crew that beat Oldham, or the crew that rolled over and died at Grimsby and rolled over and died at Accrington. And that's our problem. When we're good, we're quite good, and when we're bad, we are absolutely atrocious, and we don't even lay a glove on people.
There's nowhere in between, Steve. I mean, for me, I've always rated Crewe as a dark horse in this league. I think you've got, over the years, you have some great players. You've had good style of play. I generally thought this season you'd be there or thereabouts for the playoffs, if I'm honest with you. So, again, I think this game coming into the week is huge for both teams, because for us, we win that. I wouldn't say secures promotion, but it's a massive step towards that for us. I think if you win, it keeps you in that mix for a playoff position before the end of the season as well. So I think, looking at sort of the whole Crewe picture from the gaffer's perspective. So you've had Lee Bell there, I think since November 22, first ever appointment as gaffer, I think following a bit of an uneventful career as a midfielder. But his record for Crewe as gaffer is I think he's played 190, 172, drawn 53, lost 65. So give him a win ratio of about 38%. So when you look at it from that perspective, do you think he's good enough for Crewe? Do you think that's a question mark for the end of the season, depending on how you finish up?
I think there's a question mark sometimes tactically. I think if teams get in our face and play a high press and really press us, we end up funneling the ball back to our centre halves, and then it's long diagonals. We don't seem to have a plan B, and sometimes tactically, perhaps maybe he's lacking a little bit. The recruitment's been great this year, by and large. There's been a few misfires, but recruitment's been really good. When his back's against the wall, when we've had a really awful result, and his back's against the wall, and there is definitely a percentage of our fan base that is very much Bell out. When he's really up against it and you think this is it, he's drinking in the last chance saloon, he pulls a result out of the hat. And I'd argue maybe Saturday is one of those games as well, where maybe he's got to do that. So he does. He keeps coming up trumps when the chips are down and when there's a real crunch. There's a general scheme of thinking that is good enough to keep us solid and keep us in League Two. We're not going to have the cataclysmic drop out the league that would be horrendous. He's going to keep us in this division, but there's a school of thought that suggests, does he have the nous really to push us a bit higher, really into promotion contention, particularly when you look at the players we've had this season. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I label Crewe as very unpredictable, and that makes you very dangerous in my book. Like you say, you don't know what you're going to get on Saturday. We don't know what we're going to get. That must be hell on earth for somebody to try and plan, as our manager will be trying to plan a way of beating you. So,
yeah, I mean,
you are unpredictable, though, aren't you? We were saying the other day that Bromley had not beaten anybody away from home in the top 8, but their strength was beating the teams that you just listed. And that's what's kept them going and going and going, beating your Newports, your Bristol Rovers, your Colchester. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Crewe have stumbled on that, haven't they?
They have. And Bromley, if you like, they're like the antithesis of Crewe in that they're solid, they're difficult to break down, they're sturdy, they find a way to win, and they're consistent with it. Whereas we're up and down and all over the place. We came flying out the traps against a good Salford team who've got good attacking players, and we should have won by 4 or 5. We hit the bar about 3 or 4 times. And previous home game, we'd stopped the steamrolling run that Oldham were on. I mean, yeah, it was a last-minute goal, but they've been on that spectacular run, and they've kind of picked it up since that defeat as well. They've still picked up their form again, but we managed to beat them. But then we go to Accrington, who really should be on the beach, and we didn't lay a glove on them. And you never know whether we're going to come out roaring out the traps, high pressing from the front, winning the ball up, high up, getting it into feet, creating lots of chances, or whether we're just going to play at this pedestrian pace and the ball ends up being funneled back to our centre halves who just whack it long. And we got a lot of young players. Maybe it's down to that, but it's so frustrating because when we're good, but our floor, and when we're bad, we are spectacularly awful.
Have you any idea why?
Young players, inconsistency, injuries. Again, I appreciate every club at this level gets injuries and can complain about that. But when we've lost Tesgell, Lancaster, Sanders, we got Shiloh Tracy, who's been out most of the season with an awful broken leg he sustained last year. We've lost every February, March, January time. We seem to be down to 12, 13 players with
Really?
and every year it seems to happen. But I think losing Lancaster has been a real frustration. Losing Sanders was a frustration, and Tesgell was just really becoming to be unplayable. He scored an incredible goal against Bristol Rovers, got crocked, and then we lost him from December until a couple of weeks ago. And he was making such a difference for us.
Right. I mean, obviously, we know a lot about Emre Tesgell and Tommy O'Reilly. I've watched them while they've been playing for you. They really fizz around the park, don't they? But I just get a feeling they are a little bit erratic sometimes and a little bit clumsy.
I think O'Reilly's knackered. He's played.
Really?
He's started.
He's played every game, hasn't he?
He's played every game. Every game. Early season, he was getting a breather, but we went through that spell when we had no one, and he pretty much played every minute. And he gets kicked from, bless him, he gets kicked from pillar to post every match as well. And I think he's been running on fumes for a while, and his productivity is not as great as it has been. And Tesgell is what he is. He's always in there. He misses an awful lot of chances. He does miss a lot of chances, but sometimes he's there, and he's very, very difficult for those League Two centre halves to contend with. Took him a while. He wasn't in the team. I think actually the game at MK was his first actual proper start in the league because the week before Josh March did his hamstring, so that was his first proper start, and it took him a few games to get going. But I think he's got something like 10 goals in 16 league games or something like that. So it's a pretty impressive strike rate.
Right, just changing direction, Steve. Your goalkeepers. I mean, obviously we do our own. We try and do our own work before the game, sort of thing. And I noticed you've had Tom Booth in goal, you've had Sam Waller in goal, and now you're on Ian Lawler, that signed from Doncaster in the January transfer window. What Tom Booth is your number one. He's on the bench. What's the story there?
Boovy's a young lad. He's ours. He's from our academy. Good player, liked by the fans. I just think there's a feeling that Lee Bell doesn't 100% have the confidence in him. Waller came in on loan from Burnley, I believe. Had a really good game at Tranmere when he made his league debut in a good 4-1 win, and then became a bit wobbly, made a few errors. He was sent back to Burnley. I think he's since gone on loan to Harrogate as well.
Yes, he has. He's at Harrogate now,
yeah. Played a game for them. And then we signed Lawler, who's 6'4", 31, and probably is just that bit of experience we needed really at the back. He's quite a calming influence. He's 31. He's not played a lot of games. so he's not the greatest goalkeeper in the world. I categorised him until Grimsby when he was part of that catastrophic first goal.
He came out for the cross and totally missed it, didn't he?
Well, he came out for
the first goal, the second goal. Yeah,
The first goal was the long ball, the punt down,
yeah.
and you can see Mickey Dimitriou waving at him, telling him to stay. And so he kind of retreats, and then Mickey just doesn't deal with it. But until that point, he was very much a goalkeeper who his saves weren't going to win you games, I don't think, but equally his errors weren't going to cost you games. He was just steady. He was solid. Occasionally, he was a bit. I wasn't sure about his decision making coming off his line, but he's had more good games than bad games, and he's certainly increased our ratio of clean sheets since he's come in, and that can't be a coincidence. So he's indisputably the number one, but he is what he is. He's a League Two keeper. He's 31, and if you look at his career stats, he's not played that many games because he's been perpetually a backup goalkeeper.
Right. You say the ratio of clean sheets, but I've got down here, whether it's right or not, I might be totally wrong. I've got Lawler's got 5 clean sheets in 19 games.
Which I think is probably better than what we had before that.
Really?
Yeah, we don't keep many clean sheets.
Yeah. I mean, I almost got the feeling that I wouldn't say it was your attitude or anything, not your attitude. Cruz, we're going to score more goals. You know you're going to concede, but the attitude has almost become we're going to score more than you. Would you say there's anything in that?
I think there's been a bit of a sea change from last year when we were very, very defensive. We were very, very tight. We had an exceptional number of clean sheets with Marshall on loan, who was exceptional.
Yeah, Philippe.
He was exceptional, and he reserved his one and only mistake for your boys in the home game.
We know Philip.
Yeah. I mean, he came with that reputation, but he was great. To be fair, he was great for us. But we were really, really tight defensively at the cost of our attacking play. And I think Lee Bell maybe has shifted a little bit this year, and the style of play has been more attractive than last year. Yeah, we've gone long a little bit too much for my liking, but we've certainly been a little bit more attacking than we were last year, and that has meant a few more mistakes and errors at the back. Last year we had a ridiculous number of clean sheets. This year it's...
And there you go.
I mean, what a way to drop out, right? There we go. Hopefully, Steve will be back shortly. Now, what I've done, because Chris has got this donation for his daughter, as I said to you, I've tried to do this as a QR code. So don't quote me on this working, but let me just bring this up on the page, because look, we can do anything here.
Does that put money in your account?
No, not at all. So this takes it to Chris, should take you to Chris's Bridget fundraiser. So hopefully, if you can see that QR code, give it a scan and let me know if it comes up with the page for the fundraise, which is GoFundMe page. I've put the link in. So again, anyone who wants to donate to Chris, stick it on the QR code. Who says Don's Unplugged aren't tech savvy? And it should take you straight through.
Don's Unplugged aren't tech savvy.
Exactly. Who said we aren't? Who said we aren't? Anyway, so there we go. I'll leave it on the thing. Give it a scan if you want to look to donate to Chris's daughter. Hopefully, you should be able to do.
Someone scanned the QR code, it says.
Indeed. There we go. They can confirm if it takes them through. Fantastic stuff. So hopefully it should do for you anyway. Steve has dropped. He said, I'm here, but he's not, unfortunately. So we will hopefully bring him back if all being well, Cole. We'll give him a few minutes.
Okay.
G-Van has said, question for Steve. Obviously, what were your thoughts about Philip Marshall? We started to talk about that. We did start to talk about that, but
as Steve tried turning it off and turning it back on again.
He's back. There we go. Fantastic. Steve, there is a question for you on the screen. It says, what were your thoughts about Philip Marshall? I know you started talking about it, so I'll let you carry on. He
arrived and we'd all seen the goals. We'd seen the goals in the playoff game. And I think we thought, oh, bloody hell, what's this? He was great. He saved us more games than he lost us. I would say he probably only made one mistake that cost a goal, which was at home against MK. He reserved that one for you. He was great. He was a key bit of that back line that was so watertight last year. He was great at claiming crosses and taking pressure off the defence. Some great saves. We were really, really impressed with him, and he was a big loss, despite the concerns when he joined us.
Right. I think it's safe to say his confidence had been shot to pieces at MK Dons, and that you know what it's like when the fans get on your back. It's horrendous.
Yeah, I think he had a good start, and I think the fans got behind him. We had him on the podcast as well, and he's a lovely bloke.
Great.
Yeah, he's a really nice bloke. Pleased he got. We're surprised he got a move to Stevenage. I thought he might go on, play a bit higher, but he's gone there, done well for them, I believe. So fair play to him.
Sorry, where's he gone?
Stevenage.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
It's just an enigma because again, we were told how such a good keeper he was when he was obviously with us.
Yeah, we were told he was a prospect,
and it was a difficult one. I think obviously there's a lot of heat that went his way, Steve, from our side, but I think a lot of it came down to that playoff game change. And to be fair, I'd put that solely on Mike Williamson rather than Marshall, because we had Kelly in goal for the first one. For whatever reason, he decided to drop the keeper in such a critical game. And also didn't play Dean Lewington for either game, which was utterly incredible for me. So I think, like you say, when he went to Crewe and now he's at Stevenage, I wish the guy well. I hope he does, go on to bigger and better things for whatever reason. We never got to see the best of him, and it was an enigma to me because he was so highly rated. So, yeah, just a very strange one, Cole. That's for sure.
Well, you're not fans alike, mate.
Indeed. Anyway, go on. Sorry, Cole, I interrupted your flow.
Well, no, I was going to say, right, looking forward then, Steve, Saturday. Obviously, there's a lot on it for both sides. How do you see it going, really?
I don't want to speak for the fan base, but I'm not sure how much there is on it for us. I think our defeat at Grimsby, combined with Grimsby's last-minute penalty that was saved last night, probably put the nails in the coffin of our season, really. There's too many teams above us. We've got to rely on too many results, and we've got to win back-to-back games, which we don't do. We don't win back-to-back games. We're so inconsistent. However, having said that, it would be really, really typical of us after a really poor performance against Grimsby to turn up at home against MK, to get a win, and then give us even more false hope going into the final two games of the season.
Yeah, we all know that, mate. We all know that.
Just part of me is going, just end it now. We're not going to make the playoffs. Don't give us the false hope of another home win and another victory.
Prolong the agony for another week.
Yeah.
So what Steve's trying to say is, don't threaten me with a good time. There we go.
Because of course, after that, our next away game, after you guys at home, is Chesterfield away.
Oh, bloody hell.
So we got it in our hands. So, but again, we're relying on other results, and we're relying on, we got a slightly inferior goal difference. And I just think there's so many permutations that have got to go our way. And above all else, we've got to win 3 games back to back. So forget everybody else. Forget the chance of the other results going for us. Yeah. What are the chances of this team pulling off 3 back-to-back wins against teams in the top 7?
Right.
Slim is what I would say.
Right, well, I'm going to ask you in a moment for your prediction. When please, everybody at home that's watching the show tonight, put your predictions up for Saturday. What I'm going to ask you first, Steve, is give us your 1, 2, 3 in League 1, League 2 at the end of the season.
I think the 1, 2, 3 is going to stay as it is at the moment.
Right.
I think Bromley will be top. Are you second? I can't remember.
We're second at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll stay second. And who's third behind you? Is it Notts at the moment?
Cambridge.
I think Cambridge will stay there as well. I think that 1, 2, 3 will stay there. Cambridge remind me of Bromley a bit, a Harris team. They're solid. They're difficult to beat. They're difficult to break down. I think they're going to see it through. Plus, they've got us on the last day of the season. So if they need a result, they can rock up and get that.
All right. It's a pity you can't watch the first 20 minutes, or 25 minutes, half an hour of the game against Bromley that we had on Saturday, because we absolutely ripped them apart for about half an hour. We settled down a bit 15 minutes ago for half time. Then shortly after half time, we got a man sent off, which leveled it up a little bit. But yeah, so I think Bromley was shot, and I'm hoping that they'll probably get shot again tomorrow night. But right, prediction for Saturday, sir.
This team is so infuriating and so annoying. They rolled over at Grimsby. The 2 last-minute goals. 3-0 was a more fitting scoreline. It shouldn't have been 3-2. They're going to turn up on Saturday. They're going to bloody win 2-1. They're going to drag my hopes into the last couple of weeks of the season, giving me false hope that they can still make the playoffs. So I'm really sorry. I think they're going to turn win.
Right, okay.
See, I'm only laughing, Steve, because you're basically telling me what I've been saying about Dons for most of my life, to be honest. Until this season, a new chairman and money, I think Colin and I could empathise wholeheartedly, and even then I'm still quite not sure what's going on.
I often I used to say about the MK Dons, if she was your girlfriend, you'd have packed her up years ago. Because she offers you so much and gives you so little.
Bless you, Cole. Bless you.
Well, what do you mean, bless me?
Oh, indeed. Before I forget, I know Arthur was trying to send, and I did mention the email address. Sorry, I'm thinking of it. The email address is down there. It's dons.unplugged@yahoo.com if anyone wants to use it. So I'll leave it there.
Okay.
We'll carry on.
Dons,
anyway, Cole.
Right, okay. So I'm going to ask you your prediction. Go on, I'm asking you.
Do you know what? I'm with Steve in terms of Crewe are an enigma, because they're one of those teams that I really do like watching. I always enjoy an away day down at Crewe as well. It's a great day out. I'll be there on Saturday as well, but I just don't know half the time what team's going to run out. Either they're going to come out and go at us and we'll be on the back foot because they've got the ability to do it, or we go there and we absolutely trounce them. It sounds ridiculous, but I just think it'll be one way or the other. I don't think there's going to be a draw. I don't think there'll be any middle, ground at all on this, Cole. So on balance, I fancy us to win it. I think we know we need to win it. I think we'll do the job. It's going to be a tough job, but I've got to say I think we're going to win 3-1. That's my gut feel.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go 2-1 for us. I think we're going to go 2-0 up, and then they'll score just to give us the usual nervous 10 or 15 minutes right at the death.
What would any game be like without being nervous towards the last 10 or 15?
Well,
so there we go. But no, I was saying, sorry, Steve, I know you dropped out. I just said I think it could be one or the other. There's no draw. Either you're going to come out of the traps and put us
There's
on the
definitely
back
goals in it. There's definitely goals in it.
Yeah. Or the other way, we come out of the traps and win as well. But I think that it's going to sound ridiculous. I think the score will end up 3-1. I think we'll win, but if not, if we do lose, I think we'll lose by the same margin as well. That's how mad a game I think this will be. But I'm backing us for a 3-1 win because I think we know we need to go there and win.
I've gone 2-1 to us, Steve. You won't be surprised today. I'm going 2-0 up, and then you'll pull one back to give us a nervous finish to the game, and hopefully we hang on. I mean, let's be fair. We need the points more than you, Steve.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I think many of our fans think our season's gone. Our season's done. It's flickering. I think Lee Bell's saying no, we're not out of it until we're definitely out of it, which I get he's got to say. But I think even if we do our bit, there's too many other results we're relying on, really. But above all else, as I said earlier, this team doesn't win 3 games back to back against teams in the top 7.
Okay, right. I'm going to finish on one thing. I'm going to tell you one player from Crewe I really like, and I want you to tell me one MK player you really like. I'm going to go for Mickey Demetriou. I've always admired him. He made a total arse of the goal. The total arse, which quite surprised me because he stood there and just basically let the guy mug him. But I really like Mickey. He's one of them sort of players. I think in the summer I was sitting there and I was thinking, I wouldn't mind signing him. I think he'd be a real asset for us. He's your skipper as well, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
He is, yeah.
Great player. There they are. There's my one of Crewe. Have you got one of MK?
Liam Kelly.
I must admit, he's having a hell of a season.
I mean, he tormented us at Crawley in that playoff final. He controlled the game. We couldn't get near him. He's like the metronome, isn't he? He just dictates.
He never stops.
Yeah, and if you sit off him, and I remember the game at MK earlier in the season when we didn't lay a glove on him and we just rolled over and died, and we let him just dictate the play. I remember the previous year that we got a 1-1 draw at your place. First half, the same thing happened. Second half, we got into him, we pressured him, and we got on top. Because to me, he's fundamental. From what
he had a very poor season last year, and there was people. He got booed off on one occasion.
He did quite a few times actually.
He got booed off when he got substituted. But this season, I'll tell you what, he's in running for the player of the season, 100%. He tormented Bromley, tormented him. I felt sorry for him.
The first half, he was incredible. He was incredible.
Oh, he was unreal. Anyway, Steve, I thank you very much. Whatever happens for the rest of the season, we wish you all the very best. Keep supporting Crew, and good luck, mate.
Cheers, fellas. Same to you.
All right.
All the best.
Thanks,
nice one.
Cheers.
Bye.
Great review.
Yeah, nice bloke.
Very
Good
nice.
review. Yeah.
I would say see you again next season, and I mean this in the nicest.
Well, I nearly said that.
I
nearly said that.
Not. And not because I don't like Crew, because I tell you what, I always enjoy there in the way. I will miss that.
I love going to Crew. Love going to Crew. Love it.
Yeah, I hope next season that they do well and they come up if we go up. But again, it's a great away day. I've always got a lot of time, and I know.
I understand there's over 1,000 Dons fans going up to Crew.
There is 1,100,
and there's about 200 tickets left. So if you're still thinking about going, don't hang about. There's only about 200 left.
There is current. I can get my teeth in again, Cole. At last count, there was 1,100.
Was there really?
There was. So it is nearly sold out, which is incredible. It's a great. I mean, again, we've had a few great away days up there over the years, and it's always been a good night out, good afternoon out. Depends if you want to stay there, but some good pubs around as well. So yeah, I mean, if you do get up there early, some great places to go and congregate.
Yeah, I believe the train from Milton Keynes, a lot of people are getting is the 10:19.
Well, I know. So Chris of Botwoodshire. So Chris of Botwoodshire, I know, was promoting one of the pubs that will be doing it. So again, Chris, if you're watching again, just pop it up on the screen and we'll share it for you, because I cannot remember for the life of me which one it was off the top of my head.
No, I can't.
I always tend to go to the one by the train station on the corner. It's always a good crack in there, to be fair.
Yeah.
But again, it's quite a few good places up in Crewe, and I say most of the fans are pretty decent and pretty welcoming.
Yeah. So if you know the pub that the away fans are going to tomorrow, put it up on the screen. Let us know. I haven't had any scores.
Latest scores. Funny you say that. Stockport 1-0
Whoa! Up. Oh, what a shame. Who are they playing?
Chris says some pub scene from Kingston. Stockport. Yes. From Chris. Yes, indeed, Chris. Indeed.
Right.
We've had quite a few people scanning that code as well, by the way. Ryan Wiltshire said, "Up the Dons." Hi, Aidan and Colin. Hope you are both well. Hope you're well as well, Ryan. And thank you for your efforts with Team Talk. As always, we appreciate you.
And
Jamie,
I've just had a message from somebody.
Go on.
They're watching.
Good for them. Got quite a few watching. Anyway.
No, but you know what I mean, don't you?
Couldn't possibly comment, Cole. Couldn't possibly comment.
Right,
anyway, okay. Jamie says, Kelly gets my player of the season. Do you know what, Jamie? I'm with you on this. This is a really hard one this season because I've got Pato, Kelly. I actually think Big Marv, Sanders, and McGivray, they're all in my head at the moment in terms of player of the season, which goes to show where we were last season to where we are this season. How far?
Yeah, you couldn't think of anybody last season, could you?
Well, no. I'd say my I always said player of the season, but man of the season was probably Paul Warne for keeping us up. To be fair, it was one of those. But no, I mean Kelly has been phenomenal, and I thought the first half, particularly against Bromley, was one of the was from Liam.
Staggering.
Wonderful.
Anyway,
what a great guy, says Stephen. Stockport, because why not? The Cheshire Inn. That's the one that Ollie was talking about. I don't know if Chris has got the chance to put that one up, but Cheshire Inn, thanks for that, Ollie. G-Van said, last time MK Dons got top 3 finish, AFC Wimbledon did get relegated to League 2. Well, G-Van, hold on. Hold on. Give me 2. Crocodile tears if they do. There we go. Whatever. Do you know what? actually, G-Van, I will go as far to say this because I don't like talking about it on the show because I don't want to give them airtime. But if they drop out into League Two, best thing that could happen, I don't want to play them again. I want them to go that way. We're only going one way.
National League. National League.
Pub
right,
team.
We got to move on.
We have.
Right, we want people to put...
You were like that. So anyway, go on. Spider-Man. Never mind, go on. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
Right.
Good shout. Same.
We'll briefly talk about this one. We've already spoke about Cambridge have bought an emergency keeper in. Bromley, Cambridge. I just want predictions. Bromley, Cambridge.
Tomorrow.
Right.
The big one.
Go.
We could be here a while.
No, I don't want you to be here a while.
Let us know your predictions for that one.
Yeah, they're Hogan. Come on.
You want to vote? The only thing I want to do, Dave, is pay for the taxi that gets him out of SMK and MK1
Dave, did you have to start him off?
I'll leave it there.
Don't start him off, Dave.
I'll leave it there. Anyway, Don Paulie says Cheshire in, Ollie, for a glass of lemonade.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Ollie don't drink, does he?
Not at all. Not at all. Anyway, there we go. Stuck between Kelly and Offord. But you know, Offord's another good shout, John. Offord's another good shout.
Bromley, Cambridge.
We're getting there, Cole. Getting there. The comments are coming through. Question from Craig. Thinking ahead, should the club open the ballroom for Fleetwood away if there's
no, you won't get to Fleetwood.
Well, no, to be fair, Craig is a good shit enough, to be fair.
No.
Ultimately, the Titanic
Bromley versus Cambridge.
Nothing's coming yet, Cole. 1-1. 1-1. This is all for Luton Northampton. Alan, evening Alan, says, whilst we're waiting for Colin's predictions to come through, Aaron Nemain has been my squad player of the season. I could not agree more, Alan. And do you know what? A really lovely guy as well. Played so many positions, shown quality, always given his best, and always played with a smile on his face. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I wish he played a bit more, I'll be honest with you, but it is what it is. Anyway, I guess we should come on to a Bromley score.
Hey!
Colin says 2-1 to Bromley.
No, I don't.
G-Van said 1-1. I'm hoping you mean the Bromley game. G-Van,
I want your Bromley Cambridge predictions. Come on.
1-1.
Thanks, Helen.
1-1.
Thanks, Helen.
Thank you, Helen. Bromley 2, Cambridge 1 is what Stephen thinks. Mr. John Harris says 2-1 Cambridge. Glenn thinks 1-1. Oh, did you want some more? Sorry, Cole. 2-1 Cambridge from Craig. Grant says 2-2 Bromley and Cambridge. A 1-1 from Arthur. Lecco for player of the season. Thanks for your drunk comment there, Del. I like John Lecco, by the way. I'm going to say it's just such a shame it hasn't worked out from this season. 2-2 Del reckons.
Desmond.
Chris has said, I hope Bromley win. Keep Cambridge off us. 2-0, he thinks.
All right.
Still plenty more to come, Cole. You asked. People are responding.
So
what? You reap what you sow, Mr. Butler. 1-1 was my Bromley prediction from Dave Bosdet. Matt said Bromley 0, Cambridge 1.
Well, Matt's right.
Ollie says 3-1 Bromley.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
And Jamie says, as long as Boney dropped 4 points in the next 3 games, I don't mind.
Boney? Boney M?
We know what you meant, Jamie. Don't worry. Chris has said Bromley 2, Cambridge 0. And Colin has said, has Lecco left or not been on the team sheet? No, he's still there, Cole. I think just unfortunately, there's so many people ahead of him in the pecking order. I don't think he's going to get a look until the end of the season, if at all.
Anyway, you're going to make a prediction.
I will do. Hold on, I haven't finished yet. 0-0 from Alan.
So many people watch this show.
End of season awards night, Cole.
Too expensive.
Hoping to be there. Be there. And it's good value for money, by the way. I'm gonna say 95. Yeah, I get Don. It's 95. I mean, it has been
good value for money.
Do you know what? No, because you get to meet the players. You get to have a good chat with everyone.
I can stand outside the hotel and meet the players.
You just can't get the staff these days, can you? Cole, you've been there with me. It's a good night. It's an enjoyable night, and
I had to make
particularly, what I will say is, do you know what? If we get promoted, it's a great chance to celebrate with the players. So why not do it?
If we get promoted, this is what we'll sing. Right,
Greg's
come on.
Anyway, that's all your predictions for Bromley, Cole.
Yeah, I'm not asking again.
Anyway,
what's your prediction?
My prediction for tomorrow. I've thought long and hard about this one. And by the way, we've got one more there. Sorry about that. I was typing quickly. Autocorrect had a mare. It's fine. Don't worry, Jamie. Chris Turner reckons MK Dons 2, Bromley 3, Cambridge. So there we go. I think in terms of his
first, second, third
at the end of the season.
Okay.
Dave says a free draw for 2 tickets for MKDSA members for the evening as well. So if you want to get yourself down
put me in the draw, Dave. I'm member number 002. Put me
anyway,
in, Dave.
So Dave's got 2 tickets for MKDSA members. If you're not a member already, get yourself over to
I'm a life member.
Website or drop Dave a line and he'll tell you how. But yeah, great opportunity to get yourself there for nothing at all. Which is great. Stephen said, I thought the crew ticket was a bit pricey. 28 quid was, Stephen, I think.
Yeah.
But again, it's not the Dons that dictate the price. That's crew. But yeah, I did think it was a bit of a Mickey take.
Have you given a prediction yet?
No, I'm going to come there in a second. 28 quid was a bit pricey for League Two, is what Don Paulie said as well. Anyway, so for tomorrow, I'll be looking at this long and hard because a lot of people are saying, oh, I'd love Cambridge to win because I want us to win the title. Frankly, I want promotion. So I hope Bromley win because I think, to be honest with you, if we do have a slip up, I just want to make sure the gap behind us is as wide as it can be. Let's not forget Cambridge have got a game in hand against Grimsby, I believe, next Tuesday as well. So, look, it's a weird one. I think Bromley are going to do it. And be honest with you, the reason being they need to win it to secure promotion. So that I think they'll do it on the week. I think at home, they're a different proposition. I think that they've got enough in the locker to do it. They're sold out. It's a big moment for them. I can't see
all 3,500 of them.
Do you know what? At least 3,500. We've been there, Cole, in the years, and you know what? They pay the money. They turn up and support their team. Fair play to them.
Okay.
Right. But no, I think Bromley. Look, I wasn't impressed with them on the weekend. We're going to come on to our Bromley review, whichever way you want to look at it, in a moment. But that aside,
we've already done that,
for me. Well, we've not gone through our thoughts of the Bromley game. We've gone through the Crew game.
All right, go on.
But that aside, for me, I think if you look at the whole season, they were relegation favourites at the start of the season. Andy Woodman, I know he was bitter on the weekend. I mean, he's going to be, that's life. But I think he deserves Manager of the Year, to be quite honest, for getting them up with the squad he's had. I think he's done a phenomenal job with a very, very standard, and it's being polite, squad. There's a few players there that have done most of the work, but to come to the top of the table, potentially to win the league and promotion, fair play to them. I take my hat off to Andy Woodman for doing that, to be quite honest.
Really?
Yeah, I do, Cole, because there's not many managers that could have got that out of a squad with that.
You've got to say that, but we'll talk about this in a minute because I want to get onto that because anyway,
so there we go. My prediction is Bromley to win. And also, I'll finish off by saying, which means I think we'll end second and then we've won every trophy in League Two. So there we go.
I think Bromley will get their first home defeat of the season tomorrow. I think Cambridge will win.
Okay.
From what I saw of Cambridge at their place and from what
against
I
County.
saw the other day and against us.
Yep.
And from what I saw of Bromley on Saturday, I think Cambridge will win. I'm not saying it's the best result, but I just think Cambridge will win.
Stockport 2-0. Thank you, Tom.
What?
Stockport 2-0 up.
They can't be. Oh, are they? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Well, they can be. You put the goal in the net, it tends to count.
Where's it at? Where is it at? Is it in London or up north?
Stockport.
Oh, it's just Stockport.
I believe. Yes, I think it's in Stockport. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could be.
I hope they've got plenty of fans up there. I'd hate for. I'd hate for
your tears of crocodileness are falling, Cole.
Okay, right. Okay, we've dealt with
Go
that.
On,
yeah?
fire away.
Dealt with that, yeah.
Yes, we have.
Right, let's talk referee.
Sorry, Cole. It's at Wimbledon, AFC Wimbledon.
All right, okay. Let's talk that referee, Will Finney.
I'll let you go first because I've got quite a few things, but I'll let
Bloody
you do
awful. Bloody awful.
I thought it was terrible.
It was shocking. I've written down here. Because of that sending off, that's overshadowed a few things, but there's a couple of other incidents that I think deserve a mention. Do you remember when in the first half?
Yeah, go on.
What?
Cherry A Stadium.
No, I haven't got it yet, Don. No. Dell, rather. That bloke went through on Craig Mack, the goalkeeper, and there was a bit of a. And I think he gave us a drop. It was anyway. He went through on Craig Mack. Now, cast your mind back to when we played at them. Who got injured and went off with concussion for a similar type of incident? Craig Mack, didn't he?
It was Craig Mack. I was about to say, because he had the head injury.
Isn't that
when he was subbed off, if you remember?
Yeah, he went off on a stretcher. Now, another one, right? Pato was got his mask on, hadn't he?
Yep.
He got an elbow in the face. Yep. And it broke the mask. That's how ferocious that was, right? So that's 2 that he's missed, the referee. Yeah, I think you're right, Ollie.
100%, mate.
But the last one...
say it as you see it, Ryan. Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody said it was an elbow or whatever, I don't know, but it looked from what I saw to be 2, almost like that.
I thought so, to be fair. No, you're not wrong.
Look like 2 hands. Look like 2 hands, like that.
Yeah.
But if you watch that player, I think it was Suwamni, he never looked at the ball at all. All he was interested in was Sanders.
Yep.
That's all he was interested in. So that could have been violent conduct, red card, right?
Should have been. Simple as that.
Mellish should not have got involved, and he quite rightly got a second yellow card.
He reacted.
He quite rightly got a second yellow card and red. Now, then we move on to Kabamba. He grabbed Mellish round the throat with both hands and never even got a talking to. There could have been 3 red cards in that incident. And I'll tell you what, we were lucky. Probably. But I wrote in my refs report that I wrote on Facebook, it's so how a referee can make a decision and it can if we'd have lost that game, being down to 10 men, how bitter would you have felt? Because he made a mistake and bottled the big decisions.
It wasn't just the big decisions, Carl. I mean, you've talked about them. I'm pretty much going to say the same.
He got mugged off all game, didn't he?
I thought there was some. I mean, things where there was free kicks given to them for a slight nudge. I mean, I can't remember who it was, but there's one towards running down to the corner when we were attacking, and he was brought down, and the ref waved on, and the same very similar happened up the other end, and it was a free kick. And I just thought it was not only inconsistent, but I mean, again, obviously, the gaffers can't really talk about it, but I generally thought it was biased. I generally cannot understand some of the decisions that were made. It was completely inconsistent.
I thought it was awful. And he's an experienced referee.
Yeah, and it's on TV as well. So, I mean, this is the thing. It's like you're not only making bad decisions, you're making bad decisions live on air to everyone who's watching it. To your point, the Melly situation, I mean, again, spoke to John after the game as well. I think Ollie spoke to him as well from memory. I think it was Ollie. One of the guys did. But it was just incredible. Yes, he shouldn't have reacted, granted. And yes, it was a yellow. But the fact that he had hands around his throat and the ref hasn't picked that up is beyond belief. My frustration is, they go back to the point, what are the EFL going to be doing about retrospective action to that? Because if that gets let go, that's incredible. That is incredible.
And you remember that Sanders got retrospective action
against
him.
Yeah,
and a few more have. Now, if the referee's assessor and anybody watching that, if you look at that incident, you're thinking to yourself, how has that guy grabbed Mellish round the throat and not got anything? How has that bloke gone like that at Sanders and just got a yellow card for it?
I mean, the thing, Cole, I mean, it was obvious to me. I'm going to be, again, if I was being very kind and give the referee the benefit of the doubt and he didn't see it, I think he did. But if he didn't, on retrospective, that's a red. It's violent conduct. It's as simple as that.
Anyway,
I thought it was atrocious. And I'm with Stephen. I'm with Stephen. I think it was the worst referee in this season.
And then we've had so many newbie referees.
Yeah.
So many newbies, and they've been better than that. Honestly, Will Finney, I know you're not watching, but you're a bloody disgrace.
I thought so,
but that moves us on neatly to Bromley. What's your opinion? Now, you said a minute or two ago, Andy Woodman should be credited for getting Bromley up there, was second lowest budget, favourites to go down and all the rest of it. I'm beginning to realise what a bunch of thugs they are and cheats. They were diving, feigning injury and all the rest of it. And that was pretty obvious to me that they were setting out to disrupt our team by unfair means, shall we say.
I think that's fair, Cole. What I will say is I have watched Bromley on other occasions throughout the season because I've been interested in how they've been doing, just pure curiosity. They haven't been like that with most of the games that I've watched.
Oh, what, the ones they've won comfortably?
And no, I'm just saying
they were in a battle against us.
Right, I'm going to flip the script here. Right,
okay.
We've been in that situation with no money. Not maybe as nothing, but in tough times, let's put it that way. Or we've had squads that have been put together on freebies, or goodness knows what over it is. We all seen it. If you know you can't compete against that team, of course you're going to use, excuse the pun, but shithousery to do anything you can to try and get something out of the game. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it shouldn't be allowed, and that's on the ref and the linesman and the fourth official to be policing that. That's where they've been let down. Bromley have had a game plan. They've tried to work it. It came unstuck. It was clear they weren't going to get there with it against us. Yes, it has worked against some of the others, but that's down to the refereeing. If refs are going to allow that type of behaviour, that's on them. At the end of the day, if you stamp that out straight away over a couple of games and a few red cards suddenly get given out to players, guess what? It would stop pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
But I will stand by what I said. Second lowest budget, favourites for relegation, potentially to win this league. Andy Woodman, for me, is manager of the year, purely on that basis.
Well, he'll no doubt get it. He'll no doubt get it.
Yeah, but again, don't get me wrong. I mean, Warney, I think, has done an incredible job, as has Neil Harris, to be fair, at Cambridge. I think he's done an incredible job.
Yeah.
But, again, people will probably look at it and go, well, you've got the money or this, that. And again, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, but teams have had money before and not done anything.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's fair, because that's the aspersion that will probably get hit if we go up in second. It's like, well, you had the money, you were going to do it anyway.
I know we will.
I will flip that and say, well, look where we were last season. Look what Warney came into. There's a bulk of that squad that is still there, that he's got believing in promotion, believing in themselves, and got them together as a squad. And when it was a group of individuals last season, so I think he deserves a lot of credit for what he's done. If we get promoted, and even if we don't, I still think he deserves a lot of credit.
It's going to be interesting to see that game tomorrow night against Cambridge. If Cambridge take the Yeah, that's true, Dave.
Exactly it. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting tomorrow night to see what
300% Ross.
Cambridge and Bromley. That's going to be interesting to see. If Cambridge take the lead, see what Bromley's reaction is.
Yeah, I mean, Paul is saying that. I 100% agree, Paul. I mean, again, he's going to say that. We've heard it from Robbo over the years. This is what managers will do. He's of that ilk of moaning, but blaming, bemoaning. We've seen it. We've been at fault for it over the years. Let's be honest. It's gamesmanship.
Is that the one where the bloke got booked for diving?
Yeah, it was never a penalty. But it was one of those. But we've been at fault for it. Again, Robbo's done it. Robbo's done it with Salford against us a few times as well. It's part of the game. And I think the whole point is, if you want that culture to change, that's down to the officiating, and it's down to, and again, as Russ said, likes of VAR or goal line technology or things like that could be implemented in the EFL, which aren't.
Yeah.
So that's actually on the EFL and the officiating. So again, managers and players will push the bar and the boundaries as much as they can get away with if they're allowed to continue to get away with it.
And they can get away with it more in the lower leagues, can't they?
Of course they can. But again, if we were in that situation, Cole, we'd probably do the same. So I can't, and I know we'd
probably be rejoicing about it.
Yeah, and we have done it in the past. You and I both know this. So it's frustrating. It pissed me off. I thought it was poor. I actually think Bromley are better than that. That they had some good players in that team. We've seen over the season. Not majority of them, but there's some good players in there. And the fact that we've made them descend to that type of football is a compliment, actually, to the skill and the level of play that we have.
Did Andy Woodman mention that about the Sanders and Patterson having his face mask and Mellish being grabbed around the foot? Did he mention any of that?
He didn't. No, of course he didn't.
Toss pot. Tosser.
Indeed. And if it was us, you'd have said he was the manager of the season. But it's that, right? It's that. So look, I get it. I'm frustrated. I'm pissed off. But the whole point for me is, look, I thought first half we were incredible. Probably some of the best football I've seen this season from us. Particularly
25 minutes were unplayable.
Yeah, Liam Kelly for me was like a man possessed. I thought McGivray was phenomenal in goal and some critical saves. And I will just say, not just against Bromley, but even against Oldham, he put his, he managed to get a couple of saves. That could have well been a loss, rather than a draw. So
and you want to remember that, you lot at home, if you start criticising.
Good bit of point takes us up. Good bit of point takes us up. Look, I've got a lot of time for Craig. I've spoken to him many times. He's a great guy.
He's round here tonight watching this.
Yeah, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and I love that about a player. So fair play to him. But I think the only way you're going to change, Cole, going back to your exactly, I think the only way you're going to change that mentality, that playing, and that shithousery is probably the nicest way to put it, is that the officiating and the EFL have got to take a stand on it. If they don't, then really no one can complain because we're at fault for it over the time. Bromley have got a game plan, didn't work out, and that's what they descended into. So again, credit where credit's due. Even with that, we stood up to them. We got the points where many other teams haven't. They've got late equalisers, etc., and we managed to get the points. I'm really proud of the way the team played. I thought when Mellish got sent off, I wasn't angry at Mellish. It was frustrating. It is what it is. It should have been 2 players sent off. But even down to 10 men, when it's difficult, we still stood up to the test and we came away with it, Cole. So if that doesn't give us traction and mentality to go into that Crew game, go, look what you did with 10 men against all that adversity. Let's go out there. Let's prove what we can do with 11 men on the pitch against Crew, who do, to be fair to them, usually play a decent game of football. And I think it'll be a very different match on Saturday.
I agree. I was just thinking to myself that you should write inspirational speeches.
Thanks, Carl. I appreciate that.
Well, I finished by it. I don't know about anybody else, but
I mean, indeed. Anyway, Craig says VAR in England's ruined the game. Forget VAR and educate your refs better. Personally, Craig, I think refs should be full-time paid, and exactly that. It's the standard refereeing between, I would say, the Premier League and Championship and leagues down is a big gulf, but it's not just here. I've seen refereeing. Let's just say I go and see my other club, my German club in the Bundesliga. The refereeing there is equally as atrocious. So again, some of this got to be brought to book.
It's not unique to us. Everybody gets it, but
But it's incredible. It's incredible how frequent it is the frustration.
Yeah.
And I will. So go on, Cop.
If one of those incidents had happened in the game and he'd have missed it, I'd go, oh well, it happens. But
yeah, of course.
But several incidents and he misses every single one. Bloody hell! Come on,
100%, Craig. And I spoke to him about that when I saw him. Do you know what? Jokingly said to him, Craig, do you know what? And he goes, what? I said, that whole Burton game, you winked at us at the end and all that. I said, I get it.
Why? Said bye.
Yeah, but not just that. He had a pre-contract with us for a few months before, as I know from Mr. Sweeting. And what makes me laugh, I said, Craig, if you were actually a bit more clever up here, you'd have let one in and you'd had yourself a better pay packet because you would have been in League One. He was like, but I'm a professional. I was like, really? That's why you winked at us? And we had a bit of a laugh. But yeah,
footballers
I get you on that one, Craig.
Footballers ain't clever, mate.
So Colin says, is Craig M out of contract at the end of the season? I believe he is.
Yeah.
As are a number of players, Colin. There's a lot of players who are out of contract. So there'll be plenty of ins and outs and reviews and all sorts before the summer. That's for sure. So I think
anyway,
we'll be in for an interesting transfer window. Go on, Cole.
Do you think we ought to move on?
I think we should.
Yeah, we've done.
Do you think it's time for a bit of team talk?
We've rubbished the referee. I've rubbished Bromley. I think it's over to team talk now to bring us all back up a level. So roll VT.
Roll VT indeed.
Hello and welcome back to Team Talk. In today's show, we will review Saturday's impressive result against Bromley, including a detailed look at the key moments of the match, as well as John Mellish's red card. We'll also provide the latest updates on injuries within the squad. In addition, we will be looking ahead to the upcoming fixtures against Crewe Alexandra. Let's get on with the show. For the first time in a while, I doubted my club, but I walked out of the stadium on Saturday absolutely buzzing. They proved me completely wrong. Aidan, Colin, Chris and Ollie were all saying we'll batter them, and that's exactly what we did. Fans were barely in their seats when just 30 seconds in, Mendes Lang fired us 1-0 up and the fastest goal in the EFL this season. The control was superb, the finish was even better. By the 16th minute, Ben Wiles made it 2-0 for Milton Keynes Dons, and honestly, we were unstoppable in the first half. It could and probably should have been 3 or 4 by the break. The second half was a completely different story. Bromley made 4 changes and it shifted the momentum. We didn't register a single shot in the second half. Then came the chaos. John Mellish seemed to have a target on his back all game. For the first yellow, he had a Bromley player with an arm around his neck, being thrown to the ground, yet he's the one who got booked. Minutes later, Bromley player punches Jack Sanders and has a hand on Mellish again, and somehow Mellish is ended up punished, leaving us down to 10 men with around 20 minutes to go. Honestly, one of the dirtiest sides I've seen at Stadium MK in a long, long time. And to finish up, Craig McGillivray, you deserve a bloody medal for that performance. Now we go to Crewe, 2 wins away from our return to League One.
So 3 long-term injuries, 2 suspensions. Wilson and Matete remain out of their long-term injuries. Collar pulled his quad in his return to us out to the end of the season. Offord has 1 game remaining on this ban. And then Mellish obviously picked up a red card last game. So 2-game ban will see him miss Crewe and Tranmere. But both Mellish and Offord will both be back for last game of the season against Fleetwood. Right, so I'll predict 11 start against Crewe. So McGillivray to retain his place in goal. And then no change to the backfield. I've gone with Sanders, Nelson, Ekpateta. Obviously no one else is available. Onto the wing-backs, the main in for Jones. Obviously Mellish is suspended. The main is the obviously option for myself. Midfield 3 of Wiles, Kelly and Gilby. Again, no changes there. And also the front 2, Mendes and Patterson to start up front. Mendes was unbelievable against Bromley and keep them as the front 2. So onto the preview for the Crewe vs MK Dons game. So obviously coming into this game, MK Dons last time out beat Crewe 3-1 thanks to goals from Will Collar. Lovely little finisher, lovely setup. And then this goal from Alex Gilby. And then the third goal, courtesy of a lovely assist from Aaron Domain. So the Dons beat Crewe 3-1 at Stadium MK last year. Obviously, return of Emre Tezgel on double figures for Crewe this season. And the return of Tommy O'Reilly, both former MK Dons loanees. O'Reilly on double figures for Crewe this season in terms of assists. Crewe's last fixture saw them lose 3-2 to Grimsby after being 3-0 down. A Tommy O'Reilly 88th-minute penalty and a Mickey Dimitri 97th-minute second goal. So after last night's results, that leaves Crewe 6 points to just the playoffs, and if MK Dons do beat them on Saturday, it will end their playoff hopes for this season.
You naughty man, Gilby.
So my score prediction against Crewe is 2-1. So my goal scorers are Callum Patterson and Nathaniel Mendes Lang. Chris's score prediction for the game on Saturday, he thinks will be a nice 3-1. So Chris's goal scorers are Patterson, Mendes and Ekitepa. Thank you for watching Team Talk. We've got 2 more cup finals to go. After Saturday, we're 1 step closer to getting back to League One, exactly where we belong. Now, it's time to finish the job. Come on, MK, let's make some history.
You got to love Ryan's passion. Got to love it. Ryan, Chris, thank you. Appreciate it as always.
I've got one complaint to make.
Go on.
I like the phone where it's going League One calling.
And it's not there tonight.
They weren't there tonight, but I loved it. Loved it.
There we go. Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
So, yeah, a couple of comments have come in. First one is what happened to the keeper we brought in from Ajax?
No idea.
Stepford. So, yeah, still with the squad. My understanding, again, we won't give our sources away, Cole, but my understanding is that that loan should turn permanent in the summer and will definitely be in contention for for next season.
Wow.
Highly rated. I know Warney's been after him since the Rotherham days, which he's confessed publicly in chats as well. But yeah, I mean, again, the form Craig's been in, it's really hard to see him getting displaced. There's no cups that were, still in for him to jump into. So interesting one, as you say, Jordan, but definitely one to watch his space with. That's for sure. Jamie says, and even Jamie says, Bromley intentionally tried to injure our players and they crossed the line big time, targeting Pato, broken nose, and CMAC after his concussion. Yeah, I mean, again,
yeah,
we've discussed
100%.
that, and it's
disgusting.
Exactly that. It just descended into chaos. Woodman is an individual that John Paulie doesn't like. Don't be shy. Come forward, Colin. Exactly. Yeah, great timing as well for the comment, Paul, because he was eating as well. Jivan said, credit where it's due. We've got as many points right now as we've got promoted in 2018-19. Yes, we have, Jivan. That's a very good point to make out. So, yeah, things can only get better. But it just goes to show how high the benchmark's been this season, to be fair. I think there's quite a few teams that have been chasing tails all the way, us at one point, and now we're in the driving seat. Hopefully that continues. But I think there'll be more twists and turns over the next few weekends. I hope I'm wrong, and it's quite straightforward, but you never know, right? Kingston only 3 points above the relegation zone, says Dom.
Yeah, sadly, there's not more games to go.
Indeed. If only it was like 10 games to go, but then again, we'd be stressed with no fingernails, right? So there we go.
That's true.
So there we are, Cole. That's our Bromley preview out the way.
What?
Our Bromley review, sorry, out the way. We've done Bromley. We've talked Will Finney. And the other thing we need to do is look at the weekend's fixtures. So
go on then.
We've talked about us. That's fine. I want to get your take. Swindon Accrington. What do you think's happening there? I think that's a Swindon standard.
Swindon.
Yeah.
Move on.
Oldham, Salford. Bit of a derby because they're not too far away from each other.
No.
Both got a lot riding on this, to be quite honest. Thoughts?
1-1.
See, I'm going to say I think Oldham are going to win.
You do?
Don't know why, but Oldham, home advantage for Oldham. They need to get the points to stand any chance of getting the playoffs. So I think they're going to go.
I suppose in a way, an Oldham result would would just keep them Salford back out of out of the rearview mirror, wouldn't it? So yeah.
But to be fair, when we played Oldham, I thought they were a pretty decent side. To be fair, Cole. So I could see them winning that. Salford. I mean, again, I know they beat us, but I wasn't overly impressed, to be honest. There was nothing there that really worried me.
And the pitch was awful, wasn't it?
It was dreadful. Although it was nice to see Sam, our old shop manager. Again, always pleasure to see Sam. I think he's finished up at Salford now as well. Notts County versus Barnet. Now that's going to be an interesting game.
Difficult.
Don't know.
I don't know. I just think that the pounding that Notts County took at Cambridge, I wouldn't mind seeing Barnet. If Barnet win, that'd be brilliant for us. If Barnet win, wouldn't it?
Be phenomenal. Be phenomenal.
Is that it? You're just phenomenal.
Well, it would be phenomenal. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because they're County at home, so I would think that would be a draw, personally.
Yeah. If County don't win, if County don't win, that's a brilliant result for us. And obviously, if Swindon can't beat Accrington, that'd be a brilliant result for us. Like we've constantly said, we think the pressure's on us in Cambridge, Notts County.
Yeah.
It's on everybody. It's on everybody.
Oh, look, there's some strange results out there. I mean, I say, bet responsibly is what they say. But I had a flutter on last night, and it came off because I had Barrow to beat Oldham, and I had Portsmouth to beat Ipswich.
Really?
And they both did. So yeah, I mean, again, it's an interesting part of the season where you think teams will just stand up and win, but there are still strange results out there. And again, teams are still fighting for their lives. Teams are still vying for promotion, for playoffs. Anything can happen weekend. And again,
anything could happen.
Exactly, Cole. But I think we're going to win on the weekend.
Who sung that?
Sure that we're not, not just taking it for granted because we'll become a cropper if we do.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that Barnet gets something out of that game.
There you go. Ollie reckons that they'll beat Notts County. Seriously impressed with them when they came to us.
I think Barnet are one of the best teams we played.
I do, but then perversely, I also think Notts County one of the best teams that we've played at SMK this season because when they played us, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
They've got some great players in that squad, and it's a bit of an enigma to me as to why they're not in the top three. I had them down as serious contenders for promotion this season in the top three. I know they're still there or thereabouts, but I had them up the top, Cole. Again, done and dusted by now, to be quite honest. Yeah. But that's the season for you, right? There's always twists and turns for every team, ultimately. But so I think you say overall it's going to be an interesting weekend. But yeah, if we can see an Oldham win, a draw against Notts County and Barnet, Swindon Accrington, I can't see anything other than the Swindon win. I hope I'm wrong. And obviously us to win against Crewe would be the perfect set of results ultimately.
It would.
And then tomorrow as well. Tomorrow's game, Bromley, Cambridge. You think Cambridge are going to win? I think Bromley are going to win.
I think Bromley
probably be a draw now.
I think Cambridge will suffer their first defeat of the season at home. So
yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if Bromley lost their last 3 games?
Fell out the autos. Yeah, it would be incredible, right?
Wouldn't it be unbelievable? But when you look at their fixtures, it's totally possible.
Of course, it's not easy. And don't forget Walsall. Walsall were how many points ahead? And look where they ended up.
12, 13, 14 points.
Thereabouts. Yeah,
and they struggled to get into the playoffs, didn't they?
They did in the end. Yeah. So look, anything can happen, and that's the thing. I don't want to jinx it and say, yeah, we're going to run away with it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be a tough few weeks, and there will be twists and turns. But at the end of the day, whatever happens, as long as destiny's still in our own hands, come the final whistle on Saturday, it's good enough for me.
Personally, I hope we get it settled by the Tranmere game. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to Fleetwood on the last day.
Yeah, it feels like that's what's going to happen, doesn't it? But look,
we've been saying it for weeks, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. But I like you. I think it's possible to get it done by Tranmere. Let's get it done. It'd be great to do it at home. That's for sure. Well, as for passion, Ryan has just said, I just love my club, Aidan. And do you know what? Absolutely fantastic. We love it, Ryan. We love you. We love our club too. And again, love the passion. Well done, fellas. Good team talk as well from Don. So again, thank you for the comments there for Ryan, Chris as well. Excuse me. Craig says, if we win and Notts County lose, we're 6 points clear with goal difference. We're clear. Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, technically, we could be up by Tranmere. I don't know if it's mathematically because, again, the goal difference would have to have a huge swing for that to happen. But, yeah, I mean, it almost counts for a point in itself, ultimately, Cole, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
And Jamie says, if Bromley miss out on autos, I'll buy you a drink next season. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that.
No,
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I'll tell you what, I don't think I'll stop laughing all summer.
Do you know what? I really struggle with things like that unless it's the team down the road, because I think if I laugh at it, then next season it could happen to us. So at the end of the day, like I said to you, yes, it was frustrating. I didn't like the way they played. I thought it was poor, but I still think with the budget, the squad, and what they've done, I think they'll be fine this season. I can't see them not doing it ultimately.
In case you're wondering, the final scores are in Stockport County 2, some team
down the road,
0.
Yeah.
And Luton beat Northampton 2-1, and I think
that confirms Northampton are in League 2 next season.
Oh dear, well, I'm gutting. That's awful. I might text my mate in a minute. Esports Gobblers.
Quite a few of them do up our way, Cobb. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think is that about it? Or you got any more comments?
I think that's about it. Tonight. We've had a good few scans for Bridget, say Chris's daughter, for the GoFundMe.
Good idea. That. Well done, Aidan, for doing that.
It's fine. The QR code's still there, so if anyone wants to do it before we finish up tonight, it's for a good cause. And
can they do that? I presume they can do that on Catch Up, can't they?
You'll be if you watch it on Catch Up, you can still use that because it will still take you through to the GoFundMe page that Chris has set up for his daughter.
Well, I hope we've helped in some small way.
Absolutely. And look, again, Chris, we wish your daughter well. I know it's been tough for you and your good lady, and with the little one as well. But again, best wishes, mate. And I hope you get to that goal to help her out. That's for sure.
We're back next Wednesday.
We are talking all things to Tranmere.
Are you here?
I'm still here next week. So the week after, I will be around, but it might be on the Tuesday night.
Ah, right, okay. So we're here next week. We are here next Wednesday. We've got Tranmere.
As always.
We've got Tranmere. I don't know if we're going to get a guest or not, but
they're an interesting lot. They don't really like us too much, but
they don't like us an awful lot.
Hopefully, we'll get a few people.
If we don't, we don't. We get Luke Payne on here or something. I don't think there's much else to say, is there? Hawaiian shirt. Get your Hawaiian shirt from the shop.
Ollie's got to get the Hawaiian shirt. And Ollie, if you do get it, please send us a picture if it fits, so we can get it on the show. Because it's only fitting, excuse the pun, that Ollie gets the first shirt, I think. But that's just me.
Don't forget, 2 T-shirts, 30 quid from the club shop.
Yep.
Nice T-shirt, that.
2 hoodies for 50 still, isn't it? 25 each, from memory?
No, 2 T-shirts for 30 quid.
No, the hoodies. 50, isn't it?
I don't know.
Either way, cracking value, by the way. And some great stock. And again, the new ranges are in. Let's say Liam and Bob do a cracking job in the shop. And get yourself down there, because
we don't get freebies to advertise them, do we?
Not at all. Not at all. No. We like Liam. He's a great guy. We like Bob. He's a great guy. And also the rest of the team down there. I know Kelsey and obviously Jazz and everyone else. Do a cracking job. So, if you do go in, do get some ink. Obviously, make sure you make the most of all the sales and the advantages before the end of the season, because if you don't get in there soon, your size could be out of stock. Get in there quick.
And don't forget, Fleetwood tickets will be on sale shortly. Make sure you get those. It's a hell of a bloody way, but it could be a bit of a party up there. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully it's a party the weekend before, but we'll be talking more about that next week.
Well, we might get 2 parties.
Fingers crossed.
So we'll see you next week, 7:45.
We'll do.
Thanks to Stephen, our guest from the crew, the Railwayman podcast. Thanks to Chris, Ryan, and Callum from Team Talk. Thanks very much. Thanks to Luke Payne. And the biggest thanks go to you lot at home. We couldn't do this without you, because it is
for the fans, by the fans, with the fans. Don's Unplugged.
That's it. And thanks to the Casbah for sponsoring us.
As always. Thank you, Mr. Kaz.
Brilliant, Kaz. We've already had confirmation we're on next year. You might not like it, but we're on. We'll see you. Safe travel up to crew, everybody, by the way. Behave yourselves. Enjoy your day. Hopefully we come back with 3 points. Yeah?
Absolutely. And I'll see most of you there. Give us a shout.
How you getting there, by the way?
Me, by car, Mr. Butler. By car.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
and otherwise I have to drive down to MK to get the train and go up, which seems ridiculous.
I'm supposed to be away.
Right? Yeah.
I'm supposed to be away at my. Yeah. But if I'm not away, I might come with you.
Well, get yourself a ticket quick because I'll be going.
I'll get in, mate. I'll go at the crew end.
That's not the plan, is it? But anyway, there we go.
No. Okay. Well, I'm going to find out tomorrow about my car. Anyway, so right, we'll see you next week, 7:45 Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Only one thing left to say.
Oh, what would that be?
Everybody at home, I want you to say good night, Aidan.
Good night, Aidan.
Good night for me. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Have a great week.
Come on, you Dons.
We'll
see you
next Wednesday. Come on, you Dons.